him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob. It's time for the only news that matters. And don't expect to see original Kiss members Ace Frehley and Peter Criss joining the band for their final performances. During an exclusive conversation with UCR, Paul Stanley of Kiss admits a reunion with his former bandmates is not in the cards. Said the tour is a celebration of a band and the life of the band over the past 50 years. It's not a celebration of the original lineup. As important as the original lineup was, I can say, and here's a quote that Paul loves saying over and over again, I can say that we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. But we wouldn't be here today with them. With some fans may be disappointed by Frehley and Chris's absence from Kiss's farewell tour, it's certainly not a shock. Earlier this year, Paul Stanley of Kiss told Howard Stern that he refuses to play alongside his former bandmates at the band's 2014 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, because if you saw people on stage who looked like Kiss but sounded like that, maybe we should be called Piss. Frehley demanded an apology soon afterwards, but instead received FU to him. And yeah, so I guess you can't call Kiss Piss now that Paul is singing the tapes. You know, the guy's voice is fried. They are pissed now. They've been pissed for like a decade, okay? Yeah, they look like buffoons up there. You got a drummer who's a great drummer, but he has to dumb it down for them. You have a guitar player that wishes he was Ace Frehley and plays like Ace Frehley, dresses like Ace Frehley. And then you have Paul Stanley of Kiss up there singing the tapes, and, you know, before the tapes he was croaking up on stage. Seriously, I mean, I don't care how bad Peter Criss is now or Ace Frehley is now. There's no way Paul Stanley is even a little better than either of them. And honestly, I think he's worse. I saw Peter Criss recently playing some jazz in some club. Sounded better than how Paul sounds when he's singing. So, you know, but, you know, Paul is disillusioned. And also, you know, earlier on the End of the Road tour when they would ask them, you know, hey, is Ace and Peter going to be there? Back then, he would say, well, they're invited. Yeah, they're invited, but for how much? Because the whole thing about Kiss and the reunion was Paul and Gene made it clear to Ace and Peter, look, we stayed with the band. We make a bulk of the money. So they go on this very successful reunion tour, and then Paul and Gene get much bigger houses. So does Ace and Peter, but nowhere near the size of Paul and Gene's. And then, you know, Ace and Peter start saying, you know, these guys weren't doing too well before we came into the band. We want more money. Now, I'll give it to Gene and Paul there. At least they told them, look, we'll make you millionaires, but we still run the show and we make most of the money. But now, Ace and Peter are like, yeah, you want me to go up there on your farewell tour. Well, pay me well. And that's something they refuse to do. Paul and Gene will not pay Ace and Peter well. No matter what the fans think. Now, you know there's a lot of fans out there that would love to see this reunion. I'm not one of them. I can care less. I'm telling you, they can play my backyard original lineup. I will not go. And the main reason I won't go is because of Paul Stanley's voice or his tapes. I don't want to see him playing to tapes. You know, so Paul Stanley is the main reason I would not go see Kiss, and the main reason I didn't go see Kiss. on the end of the road tour where I got offered tickets twice. Yes, because Kiss came down here 2 times, and both times I was offered a free ticket. And mind you, when this whole tour started, Paul was saying, look, when we come to your town, you better come see us, because we're not coming back. Oh, they came back. And I'm glad I didn't get duped by that. But, you know, I saw the Monster Tour, and that was it. And back then, he wasn't using tapes, and it was so bad. It was so bad that while he was doing his little yelling intro to Heaven's on Fire, there was a guy next to me screaming, don't do it, Paul. We were all horrified. I was up there like, because I did see Scab Kiss before, but at least Paul's voice was fine then. Now it's all shredded and horrible. And, oh my God, I left that show and I said, that's it. That to me was the last Kiss show I'm ever going to see. And I stuck with it because it came back twice. I think they came back 3 times. Either way, I got offered free tickets for 2 of those end of the road shows, and thank God I didn't go. And one of those end of the road shows I got offered a free ticket was they didn't play because of the storm condition, and they came out in makeup apologizing, but then they came back and rescheduled it. And West Palm Beach is not close to me. I would have been pissed if I would have taken that free ticket, drove 2 hours over there, only to be sent back home without seeing them. So I'm glad I refused that ticket. And when they came back, and whatever. I didn't go. And I'm glad I didn't go because I got my memories of Kiss. Creatures of the Night Tour, probably the best show I ever saw. But it's up there with when I saw them in Madison Square Garden with the original lineup, man. I saw real Kiss. I saw Kiss that delivered live, and they were awesome when I saw them. Now, and even when I saw the Scab lineup, it still wasn't good. It's like, I don't want to see these 2 imposters up there. It was weak. I always thought it was weak, and even when Paul sounded good, it was just not my thing, man. And all those Scab shows I did go to before were also free tickets. I am glad to say I never gave a penny to see the Scab lineup. Last time I actually paid to see Kiss was the Farewell Tour with Ace and Peter. So this is nothing new. It's Paul just being delusional as always, blaming Ace and Peter as always, being the weak link in the band, never accepting that he is now the weak link and has been for like a decade. He will never, ever agree to that. He'll say some lies about, well, all he does is lie. But, you know, one of the funniest lies, and the lies that a lot of people believe, is that one day he's going to replace himself. That is never, ever going to happen. Because if that was true, he would have replaced himself 10 years ago when his voice was toast. It's just another example of him like, oh, since we have this Scab on guitar and Scab on drums, we can replace ourselves too. Yet they never did. It's never happened. And for all you that think it's still going to happen, he's been saying this for 10 years. And when this end of the road crap is over, they will play again. And it will be Paul Stanley of Kiss on stage because they're dishonest. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. The casuals will fill the seats, and there will be some hardcores as well. I'm not saying Kiss only plays to casuals. There's a lot of hardcore Kiss fans that, you know, refuse to look at the truth, and they're just so enamored with this band that they can do anything they want, and they'll be like there, you know. Every single show, they will pack it up. They will go there and see this fakeness. And the real hard part to believe about that is a lot of these people actually saw real Kiss. They saw the real deal. And then they go see this downgrade and pretend it's good. I'm sorry, it's just garbage. But at the same time, enjoy yourself. If you want to see the end of the road tour, I'm not telling anybody not to. Go ahead, take your kids if they never saw Kiss. Just go enjoy the show and go enjoy the backing tracks, the fakeness. You know, something you would have never saw Kiss do back when they were awesome. But whatever. Screw Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons and Viva Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. That's all I got to say about that. So, thank you everybody for watching the only news that matters. And please, if you like donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not. Ring that little notification bell. Like the video. And leave comments what you think about this. Because if you do that, it's going to be great for the YouTube algorithms. So, stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.